Hi warriors, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to answer a question that I have received a lot, namely about quasi-recovery, what it is, how to get out of it, because it is so highly requested. I have tried to make this video a priority and I'm finally getting around to it now, so keep watching. So specifically, the question that I will be answering is the following, which I received on Instagram. I'm currently in my 10th month of recovery. At the place that I am mentally at the moment, it is so confusing. I think I'm experiencing extreme hunger, especially mentally, but I'm not completely sure if it is mental hunger or if I'm just imagining. I'm at a healthy BMI and that triggers me a lot too. I try to stay away from mirrors as best as possible, but if I see my belly, I am so upset. For me, it looks like I am obese. Everyone else thinks I'm still unusually skinny. And I can't get away from those thoughts telling me that I'm fat. The problem for me, in this case, is that I'm not eating fully without restriction. The bits and pieces I still restrict are non/artificial sweeteners, for example. Additionally, I always reach for my safe foods when I have extreme hunger. Do you have any advice for me to break that circle? The last and probably worst thing for me is that I have depression symptoms, although I'm not yet diagnosed with it. It's horrible, and whenever I think it's gone, it creeps back a few days later. Dear Hanne, thank you so much for your videos and support. It helps a lot. Today I watched 4 Q&As, and they made me feel less alone and more normal. Lots of love. Thank you so much for your message, and because this is such a common one, yeah, I'm a bit ashamed that I only just got around to answering it now, but thanks so much for your patience. You know who you are, and if you're struggling with the same problems, then I hope this video is helpful. Anyway, let's draw back a little bit to my story first. I personally was stuck in the same state for years. I first started to struggle with my eating disorder in about 2009. Then I went through a whole process of refeeding until I reached a weight higher than what I had ever weighed before, but still much too low for my height, for my mental health. And I stayed at this weight for years. It fluctuated a little bit, obviously, but not drastically. And although I personally didn't feel like I was restricting my intake, I definitely still had a lot of food-related thoughts. So mentally, I was definitely not quite in the place that I am now. And clearly, my thoughts were still telling me that I needed more food. So I stayed at this weight until probably about 2014, 2015, when, because of extreme stress, I lost a tiny bit of weight. I don't think it was more than a kilo, but at this already non-ideal weight, it made a big impact on me mentally, and I felt like I couldn't do it anymore on my own, which is when I went inpatient, finally gained some more weight, finally decided to take my recovery in my own hands. And when I went to university, I really did take it into my own hands, and I've just been eating until I am satisfied. I eat the foods that I crave, and it's all so natural, and that is the place I believe everyone can get to. And if you're not at that place, that means you're in quasi-recovery. Hear me out. Even if you are at the correct BMI or at a higher weight than you were at before your eating disorder, if you still have these food-related thoughts, or if you are still restricting or not always listening to your body, or still have disordered tendencies, that means you're not yet at the 100% recovery state. So keep going. It's terrifying, but if you're scared of gaining more weight, that probably means that you need to. That probably is a good indication that you're not yet where you need to be. So if you're scared, if you have these thoughts, then keep going. Keep gaining weight, and even if that means overshooting the BMI or the weight that you had in mind, that is fine. If that is the right BMI for you, your body will naturally go back down to that weight after a period of time, just naturally on its own, because there's a set point range in which your body is happiest. Honestly, I cannot tell you if this weight that you have in mind will be in that range, but your body knows. So gain weight. Don't be scared to overshoot. If your body's actual favored weight is in that range, it'll drop back down. If not, you will discover what that actual weight is, and you will know. Honestly, you will know. When you reach that weight and stay at it for a while, you'll realize that you don't need to put in effort to stay at that weight. You don't need to exercise every day or control what you're eating. You can listen to your hunger cues and your weight won't really budge all that much. You'll have energy, you'll have mental space to focus on things that are actually important. You won't be thinking about food 24/7. And that is an amazing place to be at. To get there, keep eating, keep gaining weight. Whether that means following a meal plan or listening to your intuition, whatever works for you. Also, listen to the actual cravings you have. So don't avoid artificial sweeteners, or don't avoid chocolates or cakes or anything like that. Try to incorporate them into your meal plan or into your daily eating habits. Buy them, get them in the house, because it's not just a matter of gaining weight, it's also a matter of overcoming your fears. If you gain weight and overcome your fears, your relationship with food automatically just becomes much more natural, which is what you want, which is where I am at now. And as I said before, where you can be too. So, honestly, gaining weight and facing your fear foods, even though people must have told you that 1,000 times, they honestly are the answer. They will not only lift your mood, potentially even get rid of those depressive symptoms altogether, they will also help you become healthier, mentally and physically. So keep going. You can do it. And if you have any more questions, let me know below and I'll try to get to them. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, let me know with a thumbs up, a subscribe, a comment, a message, an email, anything. I read everything I receive. Thank you guys so much for your support. I hope you're all doing well during this difficult time, and I will see you in my next video.